This is a Navigating HFU for Parents presentation. At any point during this video, you may pause, rewind, or fast forward at your convenience. Welcome to HFU, High School Expectations, and let's get started. One of the best tips we can offer for students is to tell them that they need to work on homework about 7.5 hours per week, which is somewhere around an hour per day, a little bit over. And sometimes it might be better to have the student sit down for a longer period of time, like 90 minutes, 5 days a week, which totals up to about 7.5 hours a week. There is always things that students can be completing for homework. Even if the teacher didn't necessarily assign specific homework like a worksheet or something else, the student can always be reading out of the textbook. If there truly is nothing else the student can do, then the student should be picking up extra books to read or extra magazines to read or something that the student can be doing academically. This is an example of an excellent homework log where a student has logged about 2 hours every single night, which adds up to 8 hours during the week, and they're very specific about what was completed. For example, on Wednesday, the student completed algebra homework, page 35, numbers 2 through 20 even, and finished the cell lab in biology between 4 and 5 o'clock. Then between 5 and 6 o'clock, they outlined ideas for English essay. They redid some algebra problems from Monday's homework that were incorrect. And that gives you, if you want to keep track of this as the parent, it gives you very specific answers as to what did you do for homework tonight. This would be an example of a poor homework log. The student merely puts down kind of the basics, the generics about what was done. English homework. Well, okay, you as the parent are probably going to wonder what exactly did the English homework look like? Or health, studied homework. That's not very specific, and it doesn't tell you or the student any information as to what was actually completed or whether the job or the task was actually completed. If students say that they've completed all of their homework and truly don't have any, there's always things that can be done. For example, textbook reading. Complete all the assigned readings, catch up on reading, go ahead in reading. A lot of teachers will give students calendars for the unit, and they can always look ahead and say, well, what's coming next? Or go back to reread something that they may not have understood. Another good idea would be to read over their notes. They take notes during the day, and they can always go back and review those notes to increase comprehension, or to go back and maybe look for, what can I ask the teacher a question about tomorrow that I didn't understand today? A couple more ideas include making flashcards for vocabulary terms. That way the students don't have to cram for tests. They already have flashcards made up and they're ready to go once the test draws nearer. Also, they can just run through their backpack folders, binders, and make sure they don't have any papers floating around, and that will just help keep them generally organized. Two more ways would be to continue to practice on what was learned in class. If they're struggling in math or need extra help in math, they can go ahead and do extra problems. Practice can be the best way to study for math or for other subjects. And one last way would be to correct mistakes on homework. They could be potential test questions. If the student didn't understand the homework, then chances are they won't understand it on the test. So to go back and correct mistakes on homework is really valuable for the student to complete. Students could also study for exams or quizzes that may be upcoming, and then also update their planner, make sure that they have everything organized in their planner to allow them the proper amount of time going forward on future assignments. Some tutoring opportunities at HF: always start with the teachers first. Ask the teacher for help before school, after class, during class. There's after school in a TLC every single day. They can receive tutoring. On the weekends, they offer tutoring. And there's also available individual tutors if necessary. One last note is during finals week, the library is usually open late hours, and the students could take advantage of those late hours to kind of get a few last test strategies in right before final exams. Thank you for watching, and we hope this presentation was helpful.